Well, this is a legendary limited edition. We're building 50, celebrating our 50 years of continuous four-wheel drive tractor production. Made in Winnipeg, they rolled the first one off the line back in 1966. We've been continuously building four-wheel drive since then. Our four-wheel drives are available in 375 to 550 horsepower. So any one of those tractors can be had with the limited edition package on it, or in a track machine, it's 450, 500, or 550. Probably one of the biggest changes has been the number of ownership changes that the plant in Winnipeg has been through. I think that we've had 7 ownership changes in those 50 years. Some have been fairly short term, some have been longer. Probably the most famous one was when New Holland purchased the plant in 1986 and turned the Versatiles from red and yellow to blue over time. And then in 2000, the company was sold again and we went back to red. And then in 2007, we brought back the Versatile name, which you still see on the tractor today. Through one of the ownership changes, the new company, a global company, was planning to redo our assembly line. And the guys that have been working on that line have been there long enough that they all said, stop, don't touch it. It works fine the way it is. It's not broken. So to this day, the very first job of a completed Versatile tractor is to pull the entire assembly line ahead to the next station. So anybody that owns a Versatile, any four-wheel drive Versatile going back to 1966 is part of that link, that chain, that their tractor has been responsible for advancing the line at the plant in Winnipeg for the last 50 years. In general, Versatiles are known for the simplicity. That's really what we've been known for, simplicity and durability and ease of service and maintenance. So what we've been striving to do as tractors get more and more technical, we're trying to keep even our software and the interface simple so that if you get into the tractor, even if you've never been in it before, you can figure out how to start it and make it go. Turn on the hydraulics, turn on the PTO. We do have some screens and we do have software built into the tractor, but it's been designed to be simple. On the horsepower side, we're going to be over 600 by the end of this year, just like a lot of our competitors already are. We'll be having new environmental conditions on our engines. Tier 4 Final will be released by Versatile this year. Probably the biggest difference has been the speed at which customers want to travel with these big machines. Typically, use Western Canada, for example, or broadacre farming, they want to go 3-4 miles an hour, traditionally. Now you're getting into vertical till machines that need 550 or 600 horsepower, and you're going 8, 9, 10 miles an hour across the field. So that's been a huge difference for us in terms of our endurance measurements and how we plan to build these tractors for the future, even in terms of transmission shifting and that kind of thing, where it used to be you wanted your power in the low speed. Now you have to stretch that power band out over a much wider range of miles per hour. Well, for the 50th anniversary, we're also bringing back something, some people may be familiar with it. There's a world famous tractor out there called Big Roy. It's the Versatile 1080. It's a 4-axle tractor. It was designed back in 1977 because there was a horsepower race going on. And at the time, there wasn't even an implement big enough to challenge it. It was over 600 horsepower. So Big Roy has been sitting at a museum in Manitoba, an outdoor museum in Manitoba. So we actually brought it back to the factory in December. We're doing a complete teardown and restoration of Big Roy. So this summer at some of the farm shows, we're going to take what will essentially be almost a new from the ground up Big Roy out to the farm shows to show the customers. So there's been a lot of excitement about that. The day that rolled back into the factory was a pretty happy day for a lot of guys to see that come home to get the restoration done. So I will say that it's been probably a bigger job than the guys that volunteered to help with it expected it to be. But it's going to be really cool when it's done, and it's going to go back to the museum in Manitoba where it belongs once this is all said and done. But we're going to use it for a few special events this summer because it's known around the world. If you talk to a guy in Europe and you say Versatile, that's immediately what comes into his mind is that Big Roy image from the 70s. So pretty excited about that. And we're giving away a 1966 Chevy truck. So taking names of trade shows, taking names of customers that buy our equipment this year, and then every customer that gets one of these legendary limited editions will get an entry. So those 10 customers will come to Winnipeg in November, each get a chance to turn the key, and someone's going to take home a 1966 Chevy pickup. The paint special, the seat has special embroidery in the back, and when the customer purchases the tractor, there will be a plaque on it that denotes that it's his tractor and it's X of X. So there's only 50 special serial numbers being released of this particular paint scheme. So even if someone were to take their current Versatile, put this paint scheme on it, it still wouldn't have the serial number break that these limited editions are going to have. The other benefit to a customer that buys one of these is we're having a big VIP event in July. And we're bringing all the customers that purchase one of these tractors in. We're going to have all 50 of them lined up. We're going to have a very special VIP plant tour, and then we're going to physically hand each of them the keys to their new tractor. So if you can imagine 50 of these lined up in a half circle, I think it's going to be really cool. The customers that have already bought are really excited.